Hey guys, I'm Megan.
And I'm Stephanie, and we are
Barnbesties
with
Farm Fresh advice
for you. So we are here to impart the knowledge that we have learned over the years of building and running barns so that you guys don't have to have the problems and the misery and the mistakes that we made. Hope you enjoy our videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, right?
Right, and we hope to save you time and money on your new adventures.
Absolutely.
Are you clean, Steph?
I am not. I'm hot and I'm sweaty because I'm a horse who's been working hard for my rider. Where do I go? What happens?
I take him to the wash rack.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Should we take him to your wash rack?
I think we should take him to our wash rack. So.
All right. Let's go. Off we go. Time to go to the wash rack.
Good morning, Steph. How are you?
It's a little chilly this morning. It's bright and early. We got us a little squishy barn kitty.
Here she is.
Look at this little babykins.
Little Junipers.
Got a great little kitty. So we are outside here to talk about wash stalls.
Woohoo.
Wash stalls come in all shapes and sizes. It could be somebody standing out by a hose, or you could actually have a wash stall. You want to take us on a tour?
You bet. So we actually started out with just these 4 posts and the boards, and we had no cement, we just had mats, and we had no roof. And so over time I really wanted, the mats kept shifting, so we put cement down, and then we put interlocking mats.
Can we talk about the cement?
Yeah.
Now you did a really smart thing, I think, because these 2 stalls, your cement is sloped for drainage.
Yep.
That's really brilliant.
And it goes off the back, and the boards are...
Because we're on a bit of a hill here. She's got it where the water is just going to drain out the back, so you're not making a huge mud puddle right here.
Well, we are.
Well, we are, but I
we'll
mean,
talk about that
if
later.
it wasn't sloped the way you sloped it, it would probably be considerably worse.
Oh, way worse.
Way
And
worse. So that's
it
really
all
brilliant.
drains out the back. The thing that I would like to change is we're going to move these mats up and probably screw them down into the cement because they're moving. The other thing,
I suppose a horse walks in, and just by the sheer size of the horse, them turning, they're pushing the mats.
yeah,
And plus the fact
the
that
usage.
you've got that nice slope. So
And then we got this cat,
we got this squishy
Junie.
kitty.
She moves them all the time.
Yeah.
The other
She's a trickster.
thing I would change is I would put cement out here, and I actually did want that. It didn't happen, but I would put it out probably 3 feet, and then we'll put a mat on it.
If you can't afford cement, what you could possibly do is put some drainage gravel in and then cover it with a layer of pea gravel, which is not as hard on like a barefoot horse's feet, because then it would at least get you some drainage but keep that gravel up off of all that water. Because you do have your water hydrant here, and occasionally those hydrants do go bad. You want to be able to access digging that out and replacing it if that ever were to be a problem. You don't want to bust all your beautiful concrete.
No, a lot of times also what happens is it unfortunately gets left on during the day if someone doesn't turn off, so it leaks. So
The hoses leak.
the hoses leak.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hoses leak.
Yep, the hose. And then, want to show you this. This is such a great little thing here. So it's already, it stays this way. It's in the open position.
Wait. Have cameraman come closer.
Come on.
Cameraman, come closer. So this is your hose setup you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah,
So you've
it's,
got the ability to turn one hose off
Yep.
and the other one on.
or we can have 2 going on at the same, well, actually we could have 4 if we want. So we have 2 turned off and we have 2 on.
This way.
And the other thing is the hose.
So there's some levers on there.
Check it out. So
Yeah,
these
that's
are
really nice.
turned
and
off.
you can just get that any like big hardware farm store
Farm
that
and
has
Fleet,
good
yep.
hose accessories.
So then it goes, the other thing I love is the hose is nailed down, and then it's only this
Yeah,
we need to
this
get
is pretty
control
brilliant. You've got
of.
like a little holder here.
Yeah.
So and it looks like you can move it to take the hose off in the winter, but it does keep it secure, and you've got one down there too.
Yep.
That's really nice.
Highly recommend that.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I'll come to the other side because eventually what ends up happening, sometimes they are put back this way, but at least from the hydrant, it's pretty organized.
Yeah, you don't want the hoses out getting tangled, horses walking in. First of all, horses stepping on hoses ruins hoses,
Yep.
right? I mean, we all know that, especially shod horses. But
Yep.
any horse, because they're large, they have a lot of weight, they're going to squish a hose. But
Spend
they
the
can also
money.
get entangled in the legs and cause a panic, which is
Spend the
never good.
money on the heavy duty hose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well worth it. No
and
kinks.
I like a good 3/4 inch,
Okay.
at least, just because you get better water flow.
Yep.
The smaller hoses, sometimes you're kind of left wanting for a little more pressure or whatever.
Whatnot.
And you've got a pretty small wash stall. So do you know what, is this like a 25-foot hose at most, probably? You need to get around them.
25 to 50. I like the 50.
For in here? Goodness, woman.
I know. I know. The other thing that we changed is we put a roof on it because I found a lot of times it's raining when I want my horses cold hosed, and I didn't
Yes.
want my horses
Hot
and-
summer when they need
Yeah.
to be hosed off, but it's still raining outside.
But like on a day like today, it's really nice. My girls can walk them out and not get poured on. So, but it is a little short because what we did when we put the boards in, they were cut off. And so make sure when you build a wash rack, if you eventually have a roof,
So
You
I have
make
a
these
suggestion
posts
for you on
long
how,
enough.
if you wanted to pull this roof off and raise it. So how you sister these boards on,
mm-hmm.
you could sister them on both sides. Take these off, put longer ones,
Uh-huh.
and continue your 2x10s up.
Oh, all the way up.
You can
yeah.
go another
Oh,
1 to 2 2x10s. You
yeah.
could raise the whole roof.
Oh.
I think that would work really
that
well
might
for
be
you.
a project for next year because
Yeah.
we have some tall horses. However, they have learned to come in. It's also been a trust thing.
Yeah, it's
They
a
have
duck.
learned to come in. They do keep their head down.
Well, this is similar to a horse trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, horse trailers are not infinite height, so if they've been in a horse trailer, they should understand to kind of watch stuff like that. But I think you could do this. You
Yeah.
could sister it in, get a couple more 2x10s. You could go up even just 1 or 2. 2 would be
I think even
plenty,
one.
but
One more would be
enough.
actually perfect because I'm
Yeah.
always like, oh, I wish I had one more foot. However, I recommend buying a shorter horse.
Hey, some of us tall people can't ride the little ponies.
I don't, I'm still saying,
So I notice you've tucked back here the manure fork.
Yes.
So it's discreetly out of the way.
so
You guys
it's
saw that,
always
but
here. We always,
It's very safely out of the way.
and it's very easy. Here, I mean, we're lucky we have grass, we have weeds. And
You have a
so
hill.
we just scoop up the manure and throw it out. It's a nice fertilizer so we
Yeah.
don't have anyone picking up a bucket.
Otherwise, you'd have a muck bucket nearby.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And
just
then
happens to-
we always have cross ties. They stay out here. Although sometimes in the winter I do take them and store them in the barn because they rust.
Yeah. they
So
will.
with
well, especially in a wash stall, it's gonna be double rust.
Yep.
But you want to show them the cross ties real quick because there's 2 different snaps. There's a bowl snap on the one end and a safety release on the other. So that's the bowl snap.
Oh, it is not coming undone. That is staying there.
That's gonna need a little.
So that might need a little bit of a change. And actually, this is not how I prefer it. Come on over. I highly recommend cross tie. So let's say our horse is pulling back in the cross tie. You're not going to your horse's face. You can easily pull it off here if there's an emergency. I personally prefer these snaps at the halter.
Yeah, 'cause
and I think
But
that's
if you
just
got a horse
personal
that's
preference.
panicking, let's
Yeah.
say I'm a horse who's freaking out right here.
You're not going anywhere
You
near
going
them.
at their face while they're having a panic is not what you want to do. So you can release them 6 feet away.
Right there. Boom.
Because if I'm, God stamp that. If I'm in a panic and I'm pulling on it and I'm doing crazy things as a horse, you can release it. So let me put a little tension on that. Show them how that works. Look how quick and easy that was. So the other thing you can do is some people will, if you've got a horse that's really having problems, you can loop a couple of twines and then attach this to the twine as an additional safety. But you don't want to teach the horse. They can break the twine and they can break out. But if you have something that's a serious danger and you're really concerned, that is something you can add as an extra layer. Because sisal twine will rip.
Mm-hmm.
And any good farmer, do I have it? Any good farmer should have some sort of knife for an emergency situation. But only the sisal twine, the natural twine. I
Yeah.
don't think that
No, those
the
plastic
twine,
twine, no.
you would actually have to have something like this
To cut
available
it.
to cut
Yeah.
it. So, but I have seen people do that when they've had horses that get, some horses get claustrophobic and panic.
Yeah, they do.
So when you're trying to get them to learn, sometimes there's an added layer.
And the other thing that I would do,
necessary.
just my trainer tip of the day, is let's say when I get a new sale horse, I do not just bring them in here, especially if they're exhibiting signs of anxiety. I actually hold them out here, out front, and I hose them down, and then I walk them in. And I just stand with them. A lot of times I even start with just walking them in. They can look out behind, and then if they're ready, I will hose them, but actually I will hose them out there for a few days. But then when I end the session, I bring them in here, they hang out, maybe we have a treat, maybe we don't.
yeah.
And then away they go. And then I never, especially when they're new, I never cross tie them. I'll either have an assistant or I will hold them, and then we progress to the cross ties. But only when they're breathing, their neck is down, they're not shying, then do we actually bring them in here. So it's a whole process. Take your time with your horses. Also, the other thing I would like to say is these, I have buckets, but I actually don't always feel great about them, and that they're safe. But I think the stall is big enough. We also have a lot of junk, right? Shampoo, sweat scraper. We have a curry in here, right?
Mystery meat.
Well, it's actually vegetable
oil.
oil. I highly recommend putting that on the hooves before you hose them down. However, my end goal will be eventually we will have a waterproof little cabinet on the outside with 2 shelves, and that's where we'll store our stuff. But that hasn't happened yet, but maybe next year. More
Yeah.
projects.
That could be something you could go to the farm store, maybe look in the hardware section and repurpose something that is meant to go in like a shop.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of that stuff, or even that maybe is meant to go in like a truck,
Mhm.
because a lot of people in pickup truck beds will have like a tool.
Yeah.
You could maybe find something that's plasticky that's watertight. Because I think they make those for like trailers too. Like if you got a flatbed trailer, you can put on the front of the trailer to hold your tie-down straps and stuff. So I
Oh,
bet you
yeah.
there'd be a way you could repurpose something too.
Yeah.
Always thinking on the farm about how can I make something that really wasn't meant for this work for the needs that I need, right?
Great idea.
I mean, yeah,
Great idea.
this is great. So,
There's
here
there's
we
your
go.
wash rack for
This
today.
is one type of wash rack. You really got to just make it work for the area that you're at. A lot of people have wash racks in their barn, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's
We are
depends
what
on
do you
how
think?
your
100
barn
feet
is.
away from the barn. Yeah.
So, and in Wisconsin, we don't wash our horses. 5 months of the year?
Yeah.
Sometimes 6.
Yep.
Depending on how quick winter comes and how long it takes for spring to warm up.
Yep.
So, all right, thanks guys so much. Let us know if you got questions. We appreciate your time. We always want to hear some feedback from you. But yeah, let us know what you think, and we'll see y'all in our next video. Bye everybody.
Bye.